Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Reine Des Fleurs. And we are on our second round of visits with the knights. We did Leon already, and now we're trying to gather some information on Louis. We talked to Gislan about Campagnol, which is Louis' hometown, and now we're speaking to Mr. Bon Yu to see what he can tell us about Campagnol. Alright, so let me see what kind of information he can give us. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. That extraordinary complexity of their food culture, it draws you in before you even realize it. My life has become so much brighter as a result. Truly, I cannot thank this country enough. Various cultures created from wealth. It is quite interesting. About the southern country of Campagnol, Hubert.
Campagnol is a flowery country, renowned for its beauty and arts. It is also known as being the largest mercantile nation. They actively trade with other countries.
Come to think of it, Hubert's collection of oddities is largely comprised of objects from Campagnol.
What do you mean, oddities?
Oh, nothing. She said that out loud. She really shouldn't have said that out loud. Hubert himself is the only one that doesn't think his collection is in poor taste, which is quite troublesome. Response to the invitation, Louis.
Having received your invitation, it seems I have not been deemed completely worthless after all. I promise to be a perfect escort from beginning to end.
We are just going to walk around. You needn't be so serious. But I'm glad to hear that he is looking forward to it. I have heard a lot of things about him, and the most important things are... Abi Gislan. He warns that the people of Campagnol hide fangs behind their smiles. And Mr. Bon Yu. The unique beauty of Campagnol is worthy of respect, including, of course, its food culture. Specifically, its food culture according to him. Well, let's give this a try. I have prepared enough now. I hope it will go well. Princess, the Southern Knight Louis has come to welcome you. Okay, thank you for letting me know.
He's finally here. We're well prepared for this. We will protect Princess from that frivolous man's evil influences.
Akane, Ruri, please try to behave yourselves. Louis, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
Silence. Silence. Are they just staring at each other, or are they too far away for us to hear them?
Hubert, he looks like he's having fun. I wonder what they're talking about.
I see. The Southern Knight has an interest in the aspects of this world. Since I came to this heaven, I thought that perhaps I could learn something of the divine. I'm assuming you could tell me things that nobody else knows, am I right? You are a smart man, but it seems you are not a good judge of character. I'm just a Prime Minister of Partidam, and my purpose is to educate Princess. Nothing more, nothing less. How could one such as I, who has always lived inside this box, possibly have extensive knowledge of the world? I see. Well, we'll just leave it at that for now. The Southern Knight. Seems you did not easily trust one's words. Not necessarily. That could just be you. Oh, I feel honored that you think so highly of me. It is the same for me. I exercise extra caution when speaking with you. Well, We are in the same boat, I suppose. They certainly look rather happy talking to each other this way. It's like a challenge. They find each other worthy opponents.
Princess, I'm scared. I can practically see freezing winds blowing between them.
They have completely lost the will to fight.
Which is a good thing, right? You don't want them attacking Louis anyway. It's so funny that they're afraid because they sense that... I don't know, it didn't seem that bad to me. I mean, at least they were smiling at each other, but maybe it's just because they don't have a scowling... No, I think they meant to be, you know, the whole thing with hiding their fangs behind their smiles thing. Yeah, they're definitely both characters that can smile, yet you can still feel the vicious intent behind them.
We unconsciously huddled close together in fear as we watched them. Then they finally notice us.
Greetings, Violet. I came to escort you. You look lovely as usual.
How do you do? You look rather excited.
Yes, it was quite a discussion. I would like to continue this another time, perhaps. Same here, if I'm allowed, anytime.
These two, in spite of their friendly words, their eyes are dead serious. Well, we shall be going now, Louis.
Yes, please ride in my carriage. Louis, I will leave my precious princess to you today. Of course, I never doubt the loyalty of the knights and the responsibility of the princess. Of course, I would never do anything to betray the Prime Minister's overprotectiveness and trust. All right, please give me your hand, Princess.
Thank you. I don't want to be in the middle of this conversation between these two any longer. Listen, Louis, about that conversation with Hubert. Seems you guys don't really get along with each other.
What would give you that impression? Actually, I quite enjoyed talking to him.
Did you?
That little session was quite nostalgic. It was like old days. Perhaps I got a bit too excited. However, I must admit, he is truly suited to be Prime Minister of this holy land. He certainly has his wits about him. I could see him taking the seat of the king in the royal palace pandemonium.
Is it really that cutthroat in the palace in Campanule?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds. It was a comfortable environment for me, at least.
If it was so comfortable, it would not be called pandemonium. If you don't mind, could you explain that to me? About Campanule, your homeland.
If Princess so desires it, I will make it so.
Lay combat. Winner condition. Wish Louis the best while getting him to open up.
The southern country, Campanule, shares a continent with Chrysanthemum.
I'm gonna start saying chrysantheme because that's how they pronounce it in the game. They always say chrysantheme. I don't know. Yeah, that's how it sounds when Gislan says it, I think. I don't know, I guess I'll have to check again. I like chrysanthemum better. Chrysantheme. It doesn't look like tame. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out in the next episode.
Its landmass is second only to Pivone, and the climate is mild and stable throughout the year. The land has been blessed with so much grace that our enriched lands have produced a thriving agriculture for us. Well, the profits generated from trading have grown recently.
So, you have trade routes with the other countries?
Yes, Campanule is the only country that has diplomatic relations with all the other countries.
I see. So, that is why it is considered the largest mercantile nation.
I personally prefer my country to be recognized for its art rather than its trade. Painting, music, literature, and theater, all things related to art, were abundant in my country. I'm proud of that, as I am one of those people who love art.
It sounds like Campagnol is a country of many varied types of riches. I'm quite interested. Are there other things?
I'm happy to hear of your interest. However, what I can tell you is limited, and that saddens me.
What?
Even though I'm an illegitimate son, I am a scion of royal stock. I spent my entire youth cloistered in my home, so I learned little of outside matters.
That reminds me. I read something about that in Oronami's report. Just tell me as much as you can. That will be enough for me.
Thank you for understanding. Well, Princess, what kind of stories do you wish to hear?
Well... there was something that Mr. Bonbonhue mentioned. Campagnol is known as a country of beautiful foods. He developed his interest because he was inspired by one of the past southern knights.
Ah, indeed. I have spoken to Mr. Bonhue on several occasions, and he is most devoted to his research. In my country, the gourmet arts are not limited only to the taste of the food.
And that's the end of what we have for now. But yeah, that's most gourmet arts in most countries are not just limited to the taste. Most of them are at least the presentation of the food. They get into things a little bit more in here, but, you know, it's about the color of the food and the arrangement and stuff. It's about making it look nice when you put it out. Well, you know, I have Chinese heritage, and I know some about that from my Chinese relatives, because my dad liked to cook. He learned how to cook from his mother, so I had a lot of Thai food and Chinese food growing up. I really should have learned to cook more from my dad. I learned to cook a little bit from him, but not nearly enough, not as much as I should have, and I really miss his cooking. Sometimes I would just kill for a good home-cooked meal from my dad again. But, yeah, he passed away like 9 years ago, so... yeah, I miss him to death. Well, I mean, it's not exactly like my family was about gourmet food and stuff. We just knew a few things here and there. And one of my uncles owns a restaurant, a Thai restaurant in DC. And my dad actually thought about opening a restaurant for a while. He wanted to. Turned out, we figure it probably wasn't the best business move. I mean, you know, restaurant businesses are also iffy. Alright, well, sorry for getting off on that tangent. I better just go ahead and end this here and get to the other video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.